Alright, so this is going to be Digital Performer basics to the extreme. So to start, with a Mac, I think it's different than on a PC. You have to make sure that you've clicked on that application to have a top sort of menu bar to select options inside that program. So if I accidentally, or if you accidentally click on the desktop, it's going to change to your more like your just operating system options. So make sure in order to have that bar to be able to change things that you click on the program that we're using, which is going to be Digital Performer. Next part is this is our basic window. We've got series of sort of different screens that you can view. Sequencer, tracks and sequencer, and mixer are going to be the ones that the three that you're going to use primarily. So first things first, this window set I don't use very often. It doesn't give me enough information for what I like to be able to see when I'm working. So the little triangle over here is how you close a window. So if I close that, or if you click on it accidentally and it closes, you just go to Windows, Window Sets, and then open the Pro Tools window set. That's the one that I like. So it gives you a bar down here to gauge your sort of computer performance. Track groups, which is going to get important eventually. And then it defaults to sound bites. I don't ever use or we're not going to be using the sound bites one very often. You're going to go to markers. So the way that the markers work, you see this little kind of like gold arrow. If you grab that and drag that in, you can drop it on top of a point, and then that will end up giving you a point that you can snap the cursor to. So let me just drag in a couple more. And if I click, there's like a little grid here. If I click, it'll bring in a yellow point. That'll bring the cursor over top of that specific marker points that you can jump around inside a program quickly. A lot of Digital Performer is using keyboard shortcuts. The important ones are going to be Command S for save. Just do it, just like obsessively, because DP crashes and you lose stuff. So Command S for save. Command Z for undo. So if you do an action and you realize you don't want to do it, then you just hit real quick Command Z. Other cool part about about DP, if you go to Edit, Undo History, you've got the entire undo history for whatever project file it is you're working on. And in DP, you can technically have unlimited undo, so you can always go back basically. So, as far as the basic grid, now that we got that set up, you've got this little box over here, this unit, and that turns on the grid. So if you see, there's lines coming down. Those are beat markers, but we won't like snap to them. So this turns on a snapping function, and you can change which grid you're looking at. So I just changed it to 16th nodes. You could look at 8th nodes. We'll eventually talk more about why you would want to see one thing or another. Next part is this sort of area over here. Usually it defaults to that's kind of closed. So if that happens, you've got this little box over here to expand, and that'll give you all the tracks that we have open. I usually leave the conductor track open. It gives you a spot for your cursor to make its highlight point from. If you want to select audio, you can do it that way. If you're going to select something to delete it, though, I'd click directly on it. It's easy to accidentally select too much, and then I've selected the marker points. And then if I hit delete, it's going to take away the marker points and the sound. You just got to make a mess of things. So, Command Z will just bring everything back, and then I'll hit Command S to save. To zoom in and out, you're going to use Command and the arrow keys. That'll zoom in. Another way of doing it is just put the marker over top of the wiper and swipe your fingers either direction, and that'll zoom it. You can also scroll by swiping your fingers to slide things around. Just have to make sure you're clicked and selected in the main window. And that is the basics, at least for now.